No power. What?
All right, well, we are back with another podcast episode. For anyone that may be wondering why we are a week early, um, yeah, I say why not? I'm trolling. No, there's a few reasons why we're doing the back-to-back week podcasts this time. The main one being that this now puts us on track to have a podcast right after the Star Wars Celebration event in a few weeks. I initially thought that the same would be true for CinemaCon, which is towards the end of April, but I recently realized it's actually a week later than I expected, so we'll have to figure that out when the time comes. But anyways, the other reason was that there's actually surprisingly quite a few things that have been, revealed or
Name one.
leaked, rumored, whatever, this past week alone. So yeah, it was pretty much already enough stuff to fill a normal 2 hour long podcast. So I was like, it might be better to just do the back to back now rather than, you know, waiting till closer to Star Wars Celebration and risking it being kind of like a slower news week. So with that being said, we are going to get right into the first topic, which, if you've read the title, you'll know that there were some pretty big Marvel things, uh, mainly rumors and leaks that we will be talking about. Normally, we kind of save, I guess, like the bigger news topics for a bit later in the stream, but I know that most of you guys watch the VOD rather than the stream, so I'd figure we'd try, starting off the stream with those things this time. And before we get into that stuff, we have to talk about a brand new thing that is happening. When I say brand new, I mean earlier today. And that is the Marvel Studios spoilers Reddit page has been taken down. For those of you
Wait,
that
what?
don't know, yeah.
When? Like today?
Yeah, quite literally today.
I was about to say I was on that mug
Ju-
yesterday.
Yeah, I thought
fucking
same
juicy
here.
stuff is leaking, huh?
You
Same
think
here.
DC or not DC, but
DC.
Disney is like, hey, y'all getting a
Bob
little
Iger
close.
bringing the
Oh.
band hammer, baby.
Oh, we're gonna get into the real reason. Don't you worry about that. But for those of you that don't know, that's actually where we get quite a bit of the stuff that we talk about on these podcasts, either directly from the source or from another, like news article that is, getting their information from this particular Reddit page. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how that affects what we do in the future. I mean, I'm sure that, if this particular subreddit doesn't come back, I'm sure that someone will start another one that's pretty much the same or similar. But anyways, as to the reason for this, the moderators for the subreddit actually made like a final like farewell post before it was taken down earlier. And essentially it was because well, there's a lot of kind of smaller reasons, but the main thing is it all boils down to a plot leak for Quantumania, which came out in January.
I remember. It was pretty correct.
Yeah, about a month before the movie came out. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, what makes that particular leak so special? Because the same thing has happened for plenty of other Marvel shows and movies, and nothing has happened from that. So what makes this unique or different from the other leaks? In in terms of why, you know, they decided to actually take action against this rather than the other ones. And I think, I don't know for sure about this, but I think it has to do with the fact that the Quantum Mania leak was like quite literally an actual script leak. Like it was like dialogue, you know, like basically everything down to you know, the smallest detail type of leak, whereas the other ones are mostly just kind of like a brief like plot summary type leak, you know, or they'll just kind of like summarize like various things that happen, you know, from like in the beginning, the middle, the end type thing. But this was like actually like full on like paragraphs of dialogue like taken straight from the movie. Again, I'm only speculating as to that. I don't know for sure if that's the exact reason why, or you know, what made this different than the other ones, but that's the only thing I can think of as to what
Wild
might have made
speculation,
this
my
different. Well, I mean, we don't know for sure,
Yeah,
so
no.
that's all we can do for now. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff. I saw a lot of people also, you know, theorizing that a part of it might have also, you know, been because of how disappointing Quantum Mania was at the box office, and that might have been the final straw for Marvel Studios. They're like, you know what?
You guys made our movie bad.
Exactly. Like,
Okay, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
yeah.
It's definitely more watchable than Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
Which sucks. But
there's no reason.
I don't know about that one, Chief. But
Love and Thunder was they wasted Gore.
Oh,
Like, Christian Bale's in like 3 scenes. He killed like one god.
This is
Gore, the
this
god
is
butcher.
straight.
I
This
killed
is
that one dude.
this is straight facts. All you're saying, but like, I don't know, man. It was a lot of
If it's not, then it's
Ant-Man New
close,
Hope
dude.
going on.
Ant-Man New Hope. That's the good one. I hate that you keep saying that. That's like the some people think of the pinnacle of Star Wars as the New Hope.
Someday I hope to say that about Ant-Man
some
3.
of them were. Some people are like they should have stuck with the one. I don't agree. Anyways,
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's all good. It's all good.
you're not allowed to have an opinion, Ben. You have to agree with me.
What number is freedom of speech on the
Second.
amendments?
No, it's guns. First,
Oh shit!
First Amendment.
Jesus.
Sorry,
I don't know
arms,
about all
not
that,
guns.
Right to bear arms.
They really meant bear arms. Like
Exactly.
we have the right to have bear arms.
Yep.
And to wield adamantium.
Little known fact,
Eh.
actually.
Little known fact: I actually know the founding fathers.
I was there, actually.
I'm not gonna go there. Actually, let's move on. I'm not gonna say I was there because
Kang's been there.
reasons.
He's probably done that too.
No reason in particular.
I mean, I guess you could technically still have been there, just, you know, in a different.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
I just didn't have the last name.
Let's just say
But
they
anyways,
would not have
it's-
agreed with my view on the war.
Yeah.
What are you doing walking around?
Jesus.
Just you being so pale.
Jeez.
Anyways, I'm just saying the truth, dude. Most of the founding fathers owned slaves.
You know?
But, you know, this country wouldn't be here without them, so, you know.
Wasn't like the SpongeBob.
We take the good with the bad, you know.
I guess so.
Wasn't like the SpongeBob movie where they were on a baby hunt and they were weaving them out.
No, that was not what it was like. You are correct.
That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. But anyways, we gotta go. We gotta keep it moving along. But yeah, long story short, I guess we don't really know for sure the actual reason as to why they decided to take action against this, but all we know is that this page no longer exists. And yeah, we'll have to see if anything else like similar pops up in the near future, or well, actually, I don't think it's based off the post that the mods made. I don't think it's possible that this subreddit is gonna come back, but we'll see. We will see what happens. But anyways, with that being said, that leads into one of the big like Marvel leaks rumors that have come out this past week. And before we get into that, I have to say a further disclaimer that before it was revealed, that Marvel Studios was trying to find, the person that leaked the Quantumania plot and all that stuff, and that was likely the reason for the page getting taken down. This was actually previously thought to be the reason why the Reddit page was taken down, because like a couple days after they posted this and it started to, like gain traction and circulation on like social media and stuff.
Must be real, man.
Yeah, so that was at first the reason why they thought the page was taken down, because this, I mean, if this is true, this is, a pretty big thing. And before we get into this, I also have to say that I don't think that all of this is true. Some other like scoopers and leakers and stuff have gone on to say that, well, exactly that they don't think all of this is true, but they say that at least some, if not, a good chunk of this is likely going to turn out to be true. So we will go over it section by section, and at the end, we'll talk about some stuff and basically go over what we think might be true, what might not be true, stuff like that. So what it all boils down to is they revealed the tentative slate for phases 5, 6, and 7. I guess I should say the updated slate, because obviously, they revealed a slate at, what was it, Comic-Con or D23 last year? I can't remember which one, but apparently, according to them, quite a few things have been changed, and not only changed, but added to this slate as well for the upcoming phases. And we will start to get into them here. The first one is phase 5, which obviously is now begun with the release of Quantumania. And they say the movies, which we already know of, Guardians 3, the Marvels coming out later this year, stuff like that. Loki season 2 estimated this summer, we knew that. Secret Invasion May, early summer, we knew that. But couple surprises that I would love to be true, but we'll see what happens. The first of which being that Echo is apparently still scheduled, currently at least, to release this fall, more specifically in October of this year. We'd previously gone over the reports that there are only 2 confirmed shows that were going to be coming out this year, being Secret Invasion and Loki season 2, but sounds like there's a very good chance that Echo might still release later this year, but we'll see. And even more surprisingly is that they revealed the 2 specials, aka special presentations, coming this year. The first of which is a Mephisto special, which is reportedly going to be like the Halloween special, and then the other one, which I think is
Mephisto!
even more interesting, but unfortunately probably even less likely, is a Century holiday special, which is going to be, I guess, like the holiday special, likely this year.
The bad guy.
Ryan Gosling as Century.
Oh wait, no, Century. I'm thinking of wait. Who am I thinking of from
I don't know.
who am I thinking? The gold dude from the new Guardians
Oh, Adam
movie.
Warlock.
Adam Warlock.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, that's not
Like
him.
Adam Warlock. I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
Why am I?
as we talked about last week, Sentry is, heavily reported to be the main villain of the Thunderbolts movie coming out next summer. And apparently, well, we know that movie's going to be starting to film within the next few months. And apparently, they're going to be filming this special at the same time that they are filming that movie, if it's to be believed that it is. So that's how they could potentially have it done by the end of this year for that holiday special presentation. But yeah, I don't know. Of all of these, for that they say for phase 5, I feel like that one's probably the least likely to happen. Although don't get me wrong, it's definitely the thing I would be the most looking forward to if it does turn out to be true. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that is the rumored updated phase 5 slate. Now we will go on to the next one. Actually, no, I forgot, this is a continuation of phase 5 just for next year. Ironheart early next year, Daredevil spring of next year, Captain America 4, you knew that one, same thing. Thunderbolts, Deadpool 3, Wonder Man is apparently currently scheduled to premiere next fall, which, if the rumors we covered last podcast are to be believed, I guess that kind of makes sense if they're truly trying to fast track this show. And the last one is a Man-Thing Halloween special next year. And for those of you that don't know who that is, he was in the Werewolf by Night Halloween special, that like swamp creature looking thing. So apparently they might make his own spin-off special presentation. This is to be believed. But anyways, that's the conclusion of the quote-unquote updated phase 5 slate. And yeah, you guys have any thoughts before we move on to the next?
A lot of that stuff must be true then.
So this
is this confirmed, or is this just the last post before they took down the fucking Reddit?
This was the last post by the moderators of the Reddit page. So like anyone can like post, as long as they have permission from the mods. But usually, as we've gone over before, usually if it's posted by the actual mod team, usually they vet their sources pretty well. So it's more than likely true. I mean, they were the ones that posted like the ending and like the end credit scenes for Quantumania before it came out, which turned out to be true. But with that being said, I will say that they did say that all of this, like this whole quote unquote updated slate for phases 5, 6, and 7 was from unverified sources. So usually they say if it's from a verified or an unverified source. And to say it's unverified, that's not to say it's just like some random person. That's just to say that they haven't like verified it completely as, they have for other stuff. So with that being said, all of this is still less likely to happen. And at least, well, like we said previously, it's a very good chance that some, if not most of it, is true. But for all of it to be true, especially coming from an unverified source, that's the part that's probably not very likely. But we'll as for phase 5, I do think that most of this, considering we pretty much already know of most of this stuff, but I think most of this will probably turn out to be true. Like I said, the only thing I think is probably up in the air is the Sentry holiday special late this year. But other than that, I could very easily see the rest of this stuff being true as it pertains to phase 5. We'll cover phases 6 and 7 here shortly, but yeah, that's gonna be it for that. So phase 6, still Blade coming out in November of next year. Now, this is where things start to get dicey. They say that there is a Silver Surfer special presentation or series. I guess they haven't decided quite yet what they're going to do with that, or at least like the media form that they're going to release it in.
I was just gonna say, hopefully it'd be like an animation, because that'd be...
No, it'll be live action, either way, but it doesn't sound like they've decided whether it's going to be a special or a actual show yet. But that'll be the end of next year before Fantastic Four comes out, the spring of the following year. And then apparently the Agatha show, according to this, has been delayed quite considerably. As they're saying it's probably not going to come out until either late next year or possibly even early 2025, which is, quite a significant delay if true, considering they initially said that it would be out by the end of this year. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And then moving on, after the Fantastic Four movie, they got the Vision Quest show, spring of 25, Armor Wars, which was actually something pretty interesting that has been pretty much confirmed about Armor Wars that we'll be talking about in a little bit. And then after that, you got What If Season 2, which also quite significant delay, as that was also supposed to come out this year, but now it's saying that it might have been pushed back to the middle of 2025, so that'd be pretty crazy if true. Then supposedly we're gonna have a Young Avengers project after that, then something called Midnight Angels. I've heard of it before, but I can't remember what it is.
That's the Black Panther.
Yeah, the suits that she was wearing that she made for the Dora Milaje. Those two. That's what the Midnight Sun. They're not. I know. I'm thinking of something else. Midnight Suns is the like Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's Midnight Suns. Midnight Angels, I have no idea.
Midnight Angels.
The Midnight Angels were the blue chicks on top of the final scene of Black Panther. Spoilers if you
the
too late.
Silly looking armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were.
Yeah, Shuri's stuff.
Are you like speculating, or you know for a fact?
No, that's it.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah, they mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, I guess they're gonna have a TV show about that in the fall of 2025, if this is to be believed. And then they got a Ghost Rider special presentation around that same time as well, 2025, and then followed by the Zombies animated show also around that same time. And then continuing that, still in phase 6. And so before we get into that too, it seems like they've pushed back the Avengers movies by a year, which if you remember, we also kind of talked about that. I can't remember if it was the last podcast or the one before, but that's also or that's been rumored well before this, that they're thinking about pushing the slate back by about a year, maybe more. So this is where all of this upcoming stuff that we're about to talk about may potentially fit in if they do push it back. And the first of that is going to be Shang-Chi 2 in late 2025. Nova special presentation. Spider-Man 4, according to them, is going to be out in December of 2025, not late 2024/early 25 like we previously thought it might be. The Strange Academy show, early 26. Doctor Strange 3 right after that. Miss Marvel season 2, which we also heard rumors about after that. And then Avengers Kang Dynasty will be May 2026, which would be exactly a year after it's currently quote unquote scheduled to come out, if they don't push it back. So yeah, anything you want to say about any of that before we move on to the final one?
Not really. It could literally be real or
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
nothing.
That's what
So
I'm saying. It just seems like I said, I think some of this will be true. As to what turns out to be true, I have no clue. But this is a lot of stuff like jammed into a short amount of time, especially like between the summer to
Yeah.
the end of 2025. You got all of this stuff. And normally I would think, yeah, okay, it's possible. But if you remember, we talked about Bob Iger after he said that, they're going to kind of go to a more like quality over quantity approach for the future of the MCU. I don't know if this really works into, something like that. If they're truly trying to go with quality over quantity, this is just a lot of stuff
Let's
to
hope
try
they
to jam
pick
pack into
quality.
it. But we'll see, because I think they made like a disclaimer at the end of all of this in their original post that said that they acknowledged him saying that, but they said the fact of the matter is they just have so much they still have so much story to tell before we get to Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars that it's impossible to do a quality over quantity approach for the near future, unless they wanted to push back those Avengers movies by like a couple years. Which does make sense, because if some of the projects, we've heard could potentially happen are true, then yeah, that's a lot of stuff they got to fit in before Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, which could only happen if they just jam pack it in there, if they're not going to delay it significantly, so we'll see what happens. But that is what they're saying. And then as for the last final phase that they have down for phase 7, they say that phase 7 is set to be part of the Battle World saga, though it's unclear whether this means all the movies will take part in a new temporary reality, which is also something we've heard about and talked about before.
I wonder if that's Valhalla.
No. it's the so like the Beyonder, like Kang, whoever is going to create Battle World probably at the end of Kang Dynasty, and then from that point on, like anything that happens between then and Secret Wars is going to take place in this like Battle World reality, whatever you want to call it. According to them. we'll
I got
see
you.
if that happens, but yeah, I guess they're saying we'll be getting a Moon Knight season 2 during that time. The Midnight Suns project, they don't clarify what it is, if it's a show, special, movie. She-Hulk season 2, an untitled Halloween special, World War Hulk, which probably going to be a movie. Another untitled special, What If season 3, Eternals 2, an Illuminati show. I'm assuming it'd probably be, if true, about the Illuminati from the Multiverse of Madness movie. And then lastly, that's going to be rounded out with Secret Wars, which is now going to be May 7th, 2027 or 2028. And apparently the reason why they say 2027 or 2028 is because there is a chance that they might split Secret Wars into 2 movies. Now, you're probably thinking, like, isn't it already split into 2 parts, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars?
I thought so.
Apparently, no, they're just going to make 3 movies, I guess, if that were to happen. So Kang Dynasty is going to be like its own thing, and then it'll be like Secret Wars Part 1 and then Secret Wars Part 2 after that, which I guess they're saying the second part would potentially be titled Avengers Forever. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows what parts of that are going to end up being true, what parts are going to end up being false. As we said before, this was posted by the moderator team from the Marvel Studios Spoilers subreddit, but they did say it was from a unverified source rather than a verified source. Now that doesn't mean it's just like anyone can tell them something and they're gonna put it on there, but it just means that they weren't able to verify these claims from that particular source, as well as, they can verify like other sources that they've known for a while. So means that they're probably given some sort of evidence as to this potentially being true, but they weren't given like concrete hard proof of this being what they're trying to go for. And even if this is very small chance all of this is true, but even if all of this is currently true, that doesn't mean that that'll be the case in the future, because things are constantly changing, especially with the MCU and its schedule. So we will have to see relating to this. But they also said that Marvel's plans are to, which we've also talked about before, to essentially reboot the MCU after Secret Wars, and that pretty much all of the actors that we've seen or we will see up until that point are going to be done with the MCU after that. So that particular part is something we have not heard of before. So that's definitely going to be interesting if true. But I guess the reasoning behind that is, at this point in the MCU, it's very difficult for new fans to get on board, right? Because there's just so much stuff. And by that time, dude, they're going to have to watch, like, I don't even know how many hours you'd have
movies.
I don't even know how many hours you'd have to watch to get caught up with that stuff. So apparently they're just trying to reboot everything, like not even the characters, but also like the actors playing them and like the storylines, everything like that, so that it'll open up the opportunity for, new fans and like new viewers to get on board with the MCU at that point. You know what I'm saying? Which makes sense,
You know what I'm saying?
You can't really.
I'm sorry. Impulsive thoughts one on that one.
No worries. But yeah, if you're trying to get new fans on board, there's just no way that it's gonna happen. With
but
how
even
much
then, even if they cast him as a new, if they cast him as a new actor, wouldn't you still want to know the backstory to that character?
They're rebooting everything. Like everything that has happened to. So let's take I don't know, who do we want to make an example? Like Thor. Let's just say, let's say they recast Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Everything, not only are they recasting Thor, everything that we've seen Thor in up until that point, Secret Wars, is going to be erased from the timeline. So like it never happened. So
yeah, that makes sense.
So everything.
Some would say
it makes sense if they're going the Battle World route.
Right.
The studio is snapping their fingers and erasing everything.
Essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's half an idea that Disney has and half like inevitably where the story is going.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So like if they can like pull it off, I think it can definitely work. Because I mean they've created something from nothing before, but they better get Jon Favreau on that shit or something.
Hey man, does this mean we're gonna have a fighting chance at a 5'8" Iron Man played by Tom Cruise?
No. Tom Cruise is like, I'm good. By that time it'll be a Mission Impossible 9 and he'll die on a stunt.
Honestly, at this point, probably not too far off. But yeah, we'll have to see what they decide to do with it. But it makes sense. At least that part definitely makes sense. I can't really see how else they would go about doing that in terms of like continuing the MCU for years and years and years. Like at some point you have to have some type of a reset. otherwise there's no way that new fans are going to be able to, start watching and, get caught up with the new stuff. But yeah, we'll have to see. I'd imagine it'll probably be something similar to the comics, right? Where like all of like the realities get destroyed, and then Battle World is created as like the one and only type of reality that exists. All of like those realities kind of like merge into that, and then once whoever the main villain ends up being gets defeated, it'll reset, and then there'll be a completely new like reality universe, whatever you want to call it, that gets formed after that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But do you guys have any thoughts, anything else to say regarding this potential updated slate for Phase 5, 6, and 7?
Nothing that I haven't said already.
Okay, just making sure before we move on.
There's just a lot of interesting choices that are being made and talked about.
Yeah. But anyways, so that is believe it or not, that was not the only crazy Marvel stuff to come out this past week, and we will talk about some of the other stuff coming up here soon. But regarding this potential update, the next couple phases, that's pretty much it for that. So while we move on to the next couple of things, you want to take it over, Ben?
Sure. So, Hollywood Reporter has confirmed that John Bernthal, aka y'all know him as the Punisher, in
me
the
tell you
upcoming. Okay, what do you got to tell me?
Let me tell you something.
So John Bernthal, Punisher, is going to be in the upcoming Daredevil Born Again show.
As Daredevil?
As Daredevil.
Oh,
Or no,
yeah.
no, not as Daredevil. As
You got
the
him
Punisher. You got him.
Too late, dude. I got him.
So it also has been so it started recently filming in New York. Vanessa Fisk will be recasted in the show due to scheduling conflicts, and the character will now be played by Sandrine Holt in the show. Also, casting call sheet was leaked, and they are recasting Foggy and Karen completely. It's unknown who will be recasted to play them. And then
hold on, I gotta
yeah, you're good.
I gotta clarify that it's not confirmed that they are being recasted, just that they're not in the show.
Oh,
so like,
hold on, we're gonna put asterisk allegedly.
Allegedly.
Who was it? Eldon Henson and
Deborah Ann Wool.
Yeah, the actors that play Karen and Foggy in the Netflix show. The casting call revealed that they aren't in the show, but it's unknown whether their characters are going to be recasted or if they're just winging it and doing something else. But I just had to clarify that. Go ahead.
And then lastly, more and more scoopers are claiming that Kristen Ritter will be returning as Jessica Jones in the show as well. Something that I need to watch.
Yeah, first season was really good. Subsequent seasons are right.
Yeah, kind of fell off a little bit after the first season, but happens, I guess.
Yeah,
but I mean, so did Luke Cage. So
true.
Like, I mean, it wasn't. I like Luke Cage better, but I'm also a little biased. So I am, in fact, not a white woman.
Yeah, that's true.
I am a black man, so I could relate.
Yeah, I feel like objectively speaking, though, most people probably considered Luke Cage better than like the later seasons of Jessica Jones, but who knows? Who knows what people are saying? But yeah, that's pretty sick actually. Like, I mean, it's been rumored for a while, but now we have actual confirmation that he's going to be in the show. The only thing I will say regarding that is we've heard that the show is going to be a bit edgier than the typical Marvel show, but at least according to the latest rumors in the rumor mill is that it's still not going to be quite to the extent that the Netflix show was in terms of like how dark and I guess like R-rated it was. So the only thing that slightly worries me about that is that, them potentially watering down his character a bit too much than should be done. But we'll see.
Oh, no, that guy's phenomenal.
Change his name from the Punisher to the Tickler.
Jesus.
I mean, he
did Red.
You
don't even tickle him.
To be fair, he did say that he wouldn't play the character again if
they fucked his character.
If they were to water it down too much and make it too far away from the comics. But I mean, at the same time, as Evan has pointed out before, money can change people's minds in ways.
Yes, it can.
In ways that they probably would not thought it could be changed previously. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens, but hopefully, I mean, they don't have to make it, I guess as dark as the Netflix show was, but it definitely can't be. It can't be PG-13, that's for sure. That's all I'll say. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, you don't want to see like Carnage with no blood? That was cool. That was a good movie.
You mean the thing that never happened?
Yeah,
I
that
wish it didn't
movie.
happen.
There's no Avatar movie in Ba Sing Se.
Sheesh. Exactly. But yeah, pretty cool.
Bro,
So
say it, don't spray it, bro.
So if you guys are all kosher there,
Yes.
Another scooper, Jeff Snyder, Fantastic Four director Matt Shakman might have recently signed a mega new deal with Marvel, which would likely include helming the Vision Quest series and a Silver Surfer series or special presentation, as Josh alluded to in the front of this cast.
Yes. Precisely. But yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like he could potentially be doing more than just Fantastic Four. So we'll see.
When he says Vision Quest, there he means that the actual Vision, like, what if thing, right?
So
like the White Vision thing.
Yeah. Which actually makes sense because he did was he I can't remember if he was the showrunner or the director of WandaVision. It was one of the two, but I mean he worked on WandaVision, and since Vision Quest is technically a spin-off of that show, I mean that would make sense if he was also doing that as well. So we shall see. But yeah, makes sense if true.
Yes, sir. And then lastly, before I'm breaking, mods for the Marvel Studios spoilers Reddit page revealed numerous from a unverified source that a Nomad TV series is being discussed right now for Marvel. I actually read about that, and this sounds very dope if they can pull it off. But continuing here, the show would revolve around Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, and Black Widow returning the Infinity Stones throughout the multiverse after the events of Endgame.
Yeah, if they don't fuck it up.
Right. Yeah.
I think it'd be cool though.
I mean,
I'd be like, see it if it wasn't bad.
right. The only
How
thing
can it be bad? It's America's ass, nomad style.
That is true. That part is true. But yeah, the only thing I was kind of shocked about when I heard about this, not even the fact that it might happen itself, because ever since Endgame came out, we knew that this potential storyline could be a possibility of being explored down the road. But I'm just curious as to why this potential project would be a TV show and not a movie. Only because I feel like something like this, might be better, with like a higher budget, like more how do I say it? Like not more effort, but I guess more like attention to detail maybe like being put into it, as normally happens with like their movies in comparison to their shows. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Bob, Disney CEO, he did say, while talking about how they wanted to go, back to a more quality over quantity approach, he did say that also extends to the shows, which I can only assume means that they're going to take more time with the shows, maybe allocate, more budget for particular show or these shows in general. But yeah, I don't know if that's the case, and they actually make it more of like a cinematic experience in a show format, then I think it could easily work. Be really cool, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But in terms of the idea, I mean, yeah, who wouldn't be for it? So
Me.
Sheesh.
Fuck Captain America.
I wonder if one of these
he's black, get over it.
I mean, could we see? No, I guess that wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say if Chris
Captain America would
no.
Wow.
If Chris Hemsworth character went through different multiverses, would he appear as different Captain America?
I mean,
but that would
not Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah. See, that wouldn't make sense. See, I told you it wouldn't make sense.
If only we knew why.
Yeah.
Actually, one other thing I just remembered of too. You remember that TikTok that we watched last night, Evan? Where it was like that line that King has in Quantumania, where he's like, "Are you the one with the hammer?" or something like that. Like,
yeah.
we all assumed he was talking about Thor, but could he have been talking about Captain America? Because we know he had Mjolnir when he went back into the multiverse to replace the Infinity Stones. So could that storyline play out in this show if it does happen? I mean, that could explain.
That'd be nuggin futs, dude.
That could explain some things, is all I'm saying. But yeah. Hopefully it happens, and hopefully they do it well.
Yeah, especially a part when they show Howard the Duck wielding the Infinity Gauntlet.
God damn
it. All right.
Yeah, I'm on
break.
break.
Is that it for you for now? Okay.
He's on break, he says.
What do you think, you're getting paid for this, dude? You think this is a job?
No. I'm telling you, it says break on the schedule.
I know, I'm trolling. All right. Well, Evan, do you want to take over?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Damn.
Do you want to take back over?
Throw me that list.
Sheesh.
How come I gotta talk about The Last of Us first? This guy.
What do you mean?
Anyways, nothing, dude. Anyways, the Last of Us showrunners recently revealed that the events of the second game will indeed be spread out across more than one season, which I thought was going to be the case. A lot happens. They also revealed that while some things will remain the same from the game, like the first season, others will be drastically changed. I'm assuming that's to help with
Pacing.
the stuff that they changed in the first season to make it make sense with the rest. Like how Jackson was formed and how they were there before the second game, but in the game you don't even see it till like 30 minutes into the second game. But
Yes.
so I'm assuming it's stuff like that, as well as just stuff that makes it translate better. I know they said a lot for this first season was if it's better, change it. If it's not, keep it the same. I do think they will add in more infected, because that was one of the rare gripes with this.
Like, are you talking zombies, dude?
No, I'm talking infected, dude.
Come on, Ben, get it right.
I'm just
still
trying to act
alive.
like the people.
Yeah, I know. We actually had discussed that when we were watching it at my friend's house. They were like, "Aren't zombies infected like the exact same thing? Aren't they like just dead like, zombies?" I'm like, "No, actually, like the first couple phases of the cordyceps growth, like they are still alive and they are still conscious, but they just can't do anything about it." And I explain, like in the game, like you'll hear them crying sometimes, and that's because of that reason, that they just can't stop themselves doing what they're doing. And I think that adds a little bit more, and I think we should see that more in the second season and on.
Agreed.
Not it doesn't necessarily have to be fighting, but I would like to see, more encounters. But I get why they took out a good amount of them, just because they did that whole game in 9 episodes.
I know.
But yeah, no, I think that would be a good change. They also want to make more money off this bad boy.
Yeah.
Milk it, baby.
I have a feeling the second season might be announced in correlation with another Last of Us game.
Ayo.
Or finally Factions too, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, the Red Tribe.
What?
You know, you're talking about factions. You got the Red Tribe and.
All right. But yeah, no. As much as I love the first season, I am glad that they made the announcement that they're going to be splitting up the events of the second game over multiple seasons, because I do think, or looking back on it, I definitely would have liked if they would have split up the events of the first game across at least like 2 seasons. Because again, while I did love the first season, I do agree that some parts did seem a bit fast tracked. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like certain points, I feel like it might have been better if they kind of like drew it out a little bit more. To just really let the things that happen like sink in with you before moving on. But yeah, still really good. And I mean, I feel like they would have to do that in general with the second game anyway, because, well, I mean, there's a lot more that happens in the second game in comparison to the first game. So yeah, pretty good decision, I think. What did you think of the finale as well as the season as a whole?
Me?
Yeah.
Didn't I just talk about it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I enjoyed it, and I did one of the few grapes that was with it.
Oh yeah, that. I didn't hear you say that the first part, but
I mean, yeah, no, I thought it was one of the best adaptations to a video game, even with its few flaws.
I agree.
Yeah, remember this could have been the Halo show.
Yeah.
But
Shots
we're glad it wasn't.
fired.
Hey, I'm not
when
holding
there's
back.
no target, dude. They're bad.
Oh, dude, they suck at
Anyways,
it.
and that's the thing is
It could
they
be
had
fucking
343 making it, but that's not like the same thing because 343 they don't have like the same crew that started up at Bungie. They have
True.
some of the crew that started at Bungie, but not like most of like the writers and whatnot. And I feel like that and the fact that it wasn't an HBO thing, it was like a Paramount thing, is why it was as bad. Because they said they threw like $10 million an episode, and I couldn't tell you where it went. They had to model Chief's ass cheeks, I guess. I don't know. But
hey, that does take some time. And
Master Chief would never have sex in the video games, nor take his helmet off.
Yeah, Master Chief literally like has been conditioned his entire life. He has no relationship.
And let's just say he did have sex in the video game. He certainly wouldn't fucking AI Cortana.
Cortana.
Dude, what are you
Mommy.
talking about?
I'm sticking my dick through a hologram. What?
Oh man. But yeah, it's long story short, even though there's some things, they maybe could have did differently with the first season, I think that they basically hit all the story points that they needed to. And I thought that they did those particular story points as well as they could have. And when I say that, I mean like they were basically like shot for shot what happens in the games, which was cool to see. But and with that being said too, since we like kind of got off on that like side topic a little bit, one of the main reasons why I think this show, at least the first season so far, was such a success in terms of like adapting the video game is that they literally had the game director as one of the showrunners on this show. And the reason I bring that up again is because why don't other like adaptations do that?
Yeah,
like whether it's a movie or a show, you know what I'm saying?
And then
like,
when they do, they end up like
no, you're ruining the whole thing.
Yeah, like they end up parting ways because creative differences, like Avatar and shit, and so they got money and stockholders. It all gets in the fucking way.
Yeah, like I don't. It just
damn shame.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like almost all of these successful adaptations, right, that are out there right now, the creator of like whatever the original thing was that's being adapted was like a big part of that adaptation, whether it's a movie or a show or a game, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird that like other adaptations for shows and movies don't do that more often. But what do I know? What do I know?
All right. Well, anybody else have anything else to say about Last of Us?
Nope. Really good. Should definitely see it if you haven't.
All right. Well, we will move on. Let's talk about Blade Runner series for Amazon Prime.
Yes.
But Jodie Comer, probably know her from Free Guy and other movies, is rumored to be in negotiations to play the lead in the upcoming Blade Runner 2099 series for Amazon Prime. Additional details are still unknown as of now, but rumors are rumors. That could mean literally anything, but let's go with she is going to be hired. It's cool. Don't have much to say about that. Anybody got something to say about that?
I mean, I really like both Blade Runner movies, so if this is anything like that, it'd be pretty good. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, not much of a story here, but Ben, you got anything to say about this?
I just know Wesley Snipes is Blade. Blade Runner.
Movie.
Wait.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
moving on.
Yes.
I probably haven't seen Blade Runner.
That's
How do you mean?
no
How do you
shock.
probably? What is? Never mind. Moving on to some Batman shit, which, you know, who knows? Maybe Ben's never seen a Batman
I've
movie
seen
either.
Batman movies. That's for sure.
Batman, the Caped
The Craved Crusader.
Batman, the Caped Crusader animated series that was originally supposed to be on HBO Max has actually been picked up by wait, what? Oh, okay,
Never heard of
Amazon
them.
Prime. Batman the Crusader animated series that was originally supposed to be on HBO that got canceled. It's been picked up by Prime Video. They seem to be picking up a lot of shit. The entire creative team that was originally on it is still going to be a part of this, and that's a good thing because they are also the creators of Batman the Animated Series. The some would say the GOAT DC series, maybe Justice League,
Yes.
but both very good. But yeah, no, I'm glad it's gotten picked back up. It's a talented team, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, I was very happy when I saw this because when they canceled it at HBO Max, I was like, you know,
I remember talking
of course
about
they
it.
would, but now, you know, it's still gonna be a thing. So I'm very glad that that is the case. And I mean, Batman the Animated Series was like one of like the first, if not the first, like ever DC related things I ever watched as a kid. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And if it's anything like that, it'd be peak Batman animation is all I'll say. But good news.
All right, well, that's all I got to say about it. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm on
You're on a
that's
scheduled
the end
break
of the
too.
line.
All right, sounds good. So I will take things over here with some Star Wars related stuff. And we'll start off with something that's relating to some Star Wars shows. And then after that, we got a couple of movie related developments related to Star Wars we'll talk about. And then from that point on, we'll continue with more movie related news. But start things off and to conclude the TV show related stuff for the podcast, we got a new episode of Mando season 3 that came out last week, which was pretty action packed, pretty eventful. A lot of stuff happened, I would say. And you know, I'm refraining from saying too many spoilers because I'm assuming Ben still has not seen it and got caught up. Are my assumptions correct?
I have some free time carved out on Wednesday that I have a list of shows I need to catch up on.
Okay, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. But anyways, we got.
I'll send selfies as I'm watching.
No, that's
Maybe
all
we
right.
can get them up for next cast, huh?
But yeah, long story short, I thought it was really cool. You know, they revealed something pretty crazy at the end. If you know, you know. That's all I'll say. And yeah, did you see it, Evan?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it, and feels good to be back. Tell you what, that's how it feels.
I will say, and I mean, no, I won't say it. I guess it's.
Say it.
I was.
Must be Vader's back.
At first, I didn't think it was like really much of a spoiler, but then the more I thought about it, it kind of is. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's not really that.
Bro, just message me.
It's not that crazy of a spoiler, but you know, if you haven't seen the episode yet, I would pause for, or either pause or mute, skip for like 10 seconds. But when we see Bo-Katan using the Darksaber, that was
Oh, I think I say something else.
that was pretty sick because, you know, as of now, Mando, he's still trying to learn how to use it, right? Like you kind of see him stumbling around and like basically looks like he's carrying like a 50-pound like dumbbell or something as he's like swinging it around. But it's cool to see like someone that actually has been like trained with it and knows how to wield it properly. I guess to see like the full potential of the Darksaber being used was pretty cool to see.
I concur.
But yeah, that was just one of the few highlights of the episode. I thought, but
she Bo-Katan thick as fuck.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
we all know that that's true. But
Homie
I
was looking
even,
nice.
I didn't even have to say
Galactic Dumpy.
that, but...
Exactly, dude. Certified hood classic.
But yeah, a couple other things kind of relating to this, but not really. Apparently episode 3 has been confirmed, which is the next episode coming out in a couple days, has been confirmed to be just shy of an hour long, which is pretty good news, I would say, for fans of the series. And the other thing is, kind of have to go back an episode, but do you remember in the first episode the pirates that Mando comes across?
Yeah.
And like that like their pirate captain and like that ship, the guy with like I don't even know, like the green guy.
You wanna fuck with me? And he's like, you don't wanna fuck.
Yeah.
I got Mando on my side.
Yeah. So apparently those guys are the main villains of the upcoming Skeleton Crew show. So that was like kind of like their introduction into franchise, I guess, and then they're going to become I guess a primary antagonist of the Skeleton Crew show later this year. So those of you that didn't know, that has been
you don't know, now you know who those pirates were.
That has been confirmed. So but yeah, that's all I got relating to that. So if you guys don't have anything else to add, we will move on to some movie related things as it pertains to Star Wars. And the first of which is, you know, the returning CEO, Bob Iger. He had a couple of things to say about the future of Star Wars movies. You know, it's been a while, rightfully so, in my opinion, that we haven't gotten one. But apparently he said, which is, you know, something that we've kind of insinuated for a while now, but he now confirmed that the reason why they're taking so long to come out with the next Star Wars movie is because of, you know, the slight commercial failure of Solo, a Star Wars story. And yeah, I mean, you can see the full quote here. But essentially, let me skim through this real quick. Said, yeah, they did 2 spin-offs. Rogue One did quite well. Solo was a little disappointing. Give us pause just to think maybe the cadence was a little too aggressive, and so we decided to pull back a bit. We're still developing Star Wars films. We're going to make sure that when we make one, that it is the right one. We're being very careful there. Obviously, very good approach in my opinion. But as I've mentioned before, I will say the reason why Solo did not do that well is not because it was a bad movie. I mean, it's not a great movie, don't get me wrong. But, the fact that it was a Solo movie, it had nothing to do with the Solo movie itself in terms of exactly how bad it was. It did, I guess, in terms of like the box office revenue, but it was because of what came before it. And we all know what I'm talking about. And that was the what was it? What was the Rise of Skywalker?
Oh,
Episode
dude,
9.
I was about to say
My
Rogue
favorite
One.
Star Wars movie, dude.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
I love how they fucked my boy Finn over. It's great. Good time.
Sheesh. But yeah, no, that people forget that literally came out a couple months before they released Solo. And obviously, that movie didn't go over so well for a lot of people, a lot of Star Wars fans.
Best
And
movie to date, probably.
for them to have such a quick turnaround between those movies, obviously it was never going to do as well because people are still mad, rightfully so.
Because bad, but yeah.
Because bad. No, they're still mad, rightfully so, because of the poor choices that they decided to make.
What I meant.
Because of the poor choices that they decided to make with one of the biggest franchises that's out there. So yeah,
Star Wars ain't that big, bro.
You're right.
Ain't
My
movies.
fault.
I mean, we're in the age of experimentation, though.
What?
I'm totally fucking with you guys.
I hope so.
I mean, come on, let's give this movie a chance. It was good.
I can't be seen here. I gotta go.
All right.
Yeah, this was. Historians are gonna look back on this podcast and realize that this was the beginning of the end for humanity and civilization. But no, I mean, it's quite clear that that's where the movies went wrong. But it's still funny to see that they are taking away the wrong things as to why Solo wasn't as successful. But anyways, at least, long story short, they are taking their time and trying to make sure that the next one is the quote unquote right one according to them. I mean, their definition of what makes a right movie could very well be different from our opinion of what makes a good Star Wars movie, but we'll see what happens. But that is it for that one. And moving on, we have yet another Lucasfilm L story to talk about. And that is apparently, and there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of smaller details relating to this story that are still coming out. So, probably have an update on this at some point in the near future. But for now, all we know is that a former producer on the upcoming Star Wars show, The Acolyte, is now suing Lucasfilm for actually I can't remember breach of contract because they essentially, hold on, let me look at this to make sure that I got my facts straight. According to Deadline, hit with a breach of contract lawsuit by said producer, who was reportedly let go from the series after just a few weeks of working on the show. And apparently, they hired this person. Apparently she actually passed on the job. This is where it gets actually messed up. Apparently she passed on the job at first because she was going to get more money for a Apple TV Plus deal. And then, they apparently changed up the contract, offered some more stuff, and she eventually took the job for Lucasfilm to work on The Acolyte. And then after 2 weeks of working on the show without explanation, without reason, they fired her from the job. They said they wanted out of the deal, and you know, at first, apparently she was like, "Yeah, okay, and whatever. As long as I get paid, for the work that I was supposed to do, that's fine." And apparently,
contracts work.
they did not do that. They did not. This is where like the true issue lies. Yeah. She requested to be paid. Lucasfilm denied that they even had an agreement in the first place, even though one, they had made their offer containing all the material deal points, and two, actually I guess there's more than 2 points, but McCarthy accepted the offer. 3, Lucasfilm had McCarthy start right away, and 4, Lucasfilm sent the memorandum of agreement memorializing the terms, that saying that she had already started work, and further disregard of said work, and then they offered to pay her $5,000 for a single day's work. So that was like that was their idea of a compromise. They're like, okay, well, rather than just pay you, what we're supposed to pay you for the contract, we'll just pay you $5,000 for.
Dang.
We know you lost an entire job opportunity because you decided to work with us, and now we're firing you and not giving you any money, and you lost that said job opportunity.
Oh, I would argue for some more money.
$5,000. It's like, no, this is a job. I need this. This is my job. You said you would pay me. This is a contract.
Yeah. So
that's like me doing photos for somebody, doing all the photos, editing them, going to a location, and then them being like, "Oh, you know what? I don't want the photos anymore." No, that's not how it works. That's not how any of that goes. You can't watch an entire movie and be like, "You know what? I don't want. I want my money back." Yeah, like nope.
It wasn't
never worked like that, and it never will.
Yeah. So
turns out, yeah. People are dumb.
Lucasfilm is dumb. Let's get.
People are also dumb.
Well, that too, but in regards to this story, this could get very interesting pretty fast. But yeah, long story short, yet another Lucasfilm L. No surprise there. But I mean, if there's anything good that has come from this relating to this show, The Acolyte, it's that apparently from those that have seen like the footage from the show so far, it's that the show's pretty good from what they got so far.
We still don't know what it's about.
Oh, we do. We do know it's about.
We didn't.
No, it's that show where it's well, not like officially confirmed, but
the sky, dude. Then we don't know.
Oh, we definitely don't know.
Okay. Well, when I say it's not officially
nobody
confirmed,
from the company told us this is what it is, but this is what it is.
Well, I mean, the trades reported what
they're not from the
synopsis,
company.
So yeah, but let's be real.
It could be.
We just got a whole Reddit shut down. Like, gotta be careful who we're listening to.
True. I mean, we might get shut down next for all we know.
Yeah, dude, we're just like, all right, get them out of here.
Even though this stuff isn't even coming from us directly, we're just talking about what's already
doesn't
out
matter.
There, but...
We have we're the sources. We don't know anybody in the industry, but we're the sources.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll see what happens relating to that. But something that has been confirmed though about the show, for the doubters like Evan here, something that has been confirmed is that they're planning on this show running for more than one season, which is also interesting because other than Mando, they haven't really had any Star Wars show run for more than a season yet, at least confirmed to. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out for them. But if that's any indication that they're already having plans for more than one season, I mean, could mean that the rumors of them having high hopes for this show and being very happy with what's already been done are, could be true, but we'll see. Anyways, moving on. Apparently, Jon Favreau revealed or leaked ? I mean, I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys be the judge of it. But apparently, he revealed in a recent interview that any future Star Wars movies are likely going to take place after the events of the sequel trilogy.
The best movie,
which we already kind of talked about those rumors, I think, a couple podcasts ago. But now it seems like that's more likely more likely than not true because Feige himself, yeah, he said that that's probably gonna happen. So,
Favreau.
You think Bob's gonna shut it down? Overrule? Can't happen. Not on my Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
I mean, they probably were already gonna reveal that at the Star Wars Celebration in a couple of weeks, anyways. But yeah, that's those rumors are looking to be pretty accurate. So, as to what that means, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Is it gonna actually result in, better product, better movies?
Better pizza, Papa John's.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll find out. Like I said, Star Wars Celebration is just in a couple weeks, so sure we'll know more then. But until then, we have some good news and some bad news.
Oh, not the bad news.
Relating to the future of Star Wars movies. And starting with the good news, it's said that Taika's Star Wars movie, which we've talked about on a couple previous podcasts. What were you gonna say?
Go on.
Go on. I'm waiting for you to say it.
Okay. No, it's just that it's still happening.
Yeah, sure it is.
He has the script.
I'll believe that shit when I see it.
And it will be revealed at Star Wars Celebration. So there you go, Evan.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, dude. They told us it was coming.
Why do I envision his movie gonna be the
and then all fucking movies got canceled?
Wait, what?
Why do I envision Taika Waititi's film to be like set in the set of the Big Blob's Cantina?
The Big Blob.
Yeah, Java.
No, you got his name right the first time.
Like that's where his movie's
because you hear his voice in the shows where they're in the canteen.
I was gonna say it does seem like something
he plays
the
robot from Mandalorian.
Yes. Yes, he does.
There's only one robot. You don't see any more. Sorry, droids.
The IG unit. I can't remember its number, but it's an IG.
IGN.
IGN. There you go.
Those are letters.
Well, no, it's like an IG and then like a number like behind it. I can't remember if it's
IGN.
Oh.
All right. With that being said, but no, they're also saying that he wants to play one of the main characters in his movie as well. Whether that'll end up happening, we'll see. But and then that was the good news. Now we'll move on to the bad news, and that is Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie has it's not happening. It's been canceled. They didn't say why. I don't know if they ever will. They might say something about it.
Yeah, they probably won't.
But yeah,
it wasn't even a thing.
Even though they're the ones that announced it.
You're crazy. Who said that?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's anyone's guess as to why they decided to cancel it. Maybe he had an idea that's you know, in terms of like the timeline, like wasn't after the sequels. And you know, if it's true that they want their next couple movies to be after, like in terms of the timeline, take place after the sequel trilogy, maybe there was like a conflict there. I don't know. I truly don't know what the reason could be, because I mean, it's Kevin Feige. Come on, like what? Just cancel his movie. Come on, guys. But yeah, I don't know what the reason is, but regardless of the reason, it's chalk. It is supposedly canceled now, but
excuse me.
You know, if this is true, at least we're still getting Taika's movie, so some good news, some bad news, you know, it happens. But that is that pretty much wraps it up for what I got. So you guys don't have anything else about that you want to mention or talk about, then we will move on.
Moving on.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll continue talking about some movie related stuff, and with that being said, Ben, do you want to take over?
Yeah, says here Taika Waititi is playing Java in the new
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So early reviews
I believe it.
So early reviews for upcoming films Dungeons and Dragons and John Wick 4 have been really positive so far. There hasn't been as many reviews yet for Shazam 2, but the early reviews so far is that it's been solid. Hopefully solid like the first one, because I enjoyed the first one.
Hopefully solid enough that, hey, we'll make another one.
Like,
but not solid enough. Like, hey, it was a good movie, but we're gonna move in a different direction.
I mean,
yeah,
it's Zachary Levi.
Yeah, but it's just John. It's John Gunn.
it's
John Gunn.
Yep.
I mean, essentially, he'll gun you
My
down.
favorite director, John Gunn. Most notably, hits like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke.
That's all right. But
so
anyway,
hopefully those reviews are true.
You know, I'm excited about. I thought Dungeons and Dragons was gonna like fucking suck, but like everything I've seen of it, it's just looks genuinely like a fun movie.
Didn't they do just like World of Warcraft when that came out?
Oh god.
Yeah, and people gave that so much shit, and it's like, bro, if you liked World of Warcraft, you loved that movie.
Yeah, to be fair, I know nothing about World of Warcraft, so I wasn't really.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
I wasn't really interested in the movie, but
yeah, that's like watching like a fucking. I don't even know what it's like. It's watching something that you have no idea about it and being like, I don't like it. It's like, yeah, probably because it's fan service for other people.
Right.
Oh my god.
But yeah, same way. I mean, I expected John Wick 4 to have good reviews, but I definitely was surprised as to how many good
reviews
need to
get caught up on my Mr. John Wick's.
Don't even say it at this
point. Oh, I've only seen the first one.
Bro, I'm about to watch John Wick tonight, dude.
Jeez, man, figures.
Why does that figure?
I was gonna say, what is that figure?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to watch it with y'all tonight.
I mean, you don't watch anything with us anymore.
Would you?
Ben, so I was gonna say, he never watches anything with us anymore. So.
You know the way my movie track record
with us anymore, dude.
Whoa, bro.
Hey, I mean, we're just saying the facts, dude. You're the
facts, dude.
Hey, for real though, like it's been quite an interesting couple of weeks.
It's all good, dude. I'll blame you.
I'll blame you. Oh man. Anyways, what else you got for us?
What else you got?
So sticking with the
Stinky?
Shazam, stinky.
Oh, I'm
damn it,
Stinky.
Sticking with the Shazam thing first before I go to number 5. There.
Whoa, you switching things up on me too. That's all right.
I mean,
go ahead.
So the Shazam TV spot that came out not too long ago. Yeah, it it spoiled an appearance from Wonder Woman in the film. Sorry if you didn't want to know it. It just happened.
That's
They
hilarious,
say.
actually.
The director's film even seemed to be against this reveal, so it's anyone guess as to why they chose to reveal this before the movie
The
release.
trailer company wanted to do it.
I mean,
in DC, it was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it.
it's a new thing.
At that point, it's not
them, right.
Because I'm assuming any decisions made on that movie are like legacy decisions, like from the people that used to run the DC, and like all the discussions on like movies and what trailers to release and when to release them. I feel like those decisions have already been made, and it was by people that didn't give a shit. So they really didn't really care, and they're like, "Hey, fucking show Wonder Woman. We gotta make some money."
Yeah, I was just gonna say, isn't this kind of significant, anyways? Because didn't Wonder Woman Gal Gadot get nixed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Her among others.
Fuck, dude.
But they do. He has mentioned that like they do want them to come back to like direct and stuff. Like her, Ben Affleck, they want to like direct and produce some of the stuff. But like, I'm sure that's not what they want. But I mean, it's better than just being cast aside.
Right.
Fucking see ya, Barry.
But
your movie's really good. And
he brings a lot of baggage, though. Let's be honest.
Nah, name one thing he brings.
I mean,
name one felony he's committed.
Probably them all.
It's a good amount of them. In multiple states. Multiple countries, actually.
Sheesh.
But,
allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't want my lawyers getting on me.
I was gonna say,
allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
I'm just gonna add that into the title of this of the pod. Just
allegedly, everything's a lie.
Quote unquote, allegedly talking about stuff. But no, I just was like genuinely shocked that they chose to put this in the. Hold on, like right here. If you're watching the stream. This is what people are talking about in the. No, you're good. I'll have it up for a minute here, but this is the shot from the TV trailer that people are talking about. So it's funny because I've seen some people mention like, oh, like didn't we already know this? Like, didn't they already like leak it in a previous TV spot? And technically, yes, but it's the one where like you see like her like bracelet gauntlet things, and like in like the corner of like the frame of like one of the shots, and people are like, oh, must be Wonder Woman, but like they didn't like actually show her, like they didn't fully show like her face, and like she even has a speaking line. And
this kind of makes sense because at the end of what was it, Shazam, wasn't Superman teased?
Yeah, I mean he showed up in the post credit,
but like they didn't show that in the trailer.
Yeah,
I guess
for the movie.
Yeah.
But
I see what you mean.
Yeah, the thing is, Superman was a surprise.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice.
Well, this is surprising.
Also a surprise.
Yeah,
surprise. Here's Wonder Woman.
Surprise.
Fucking weeks before the movie comes out.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine how much firing there would be if they did a TV spot for when Thanos was a thing and spoiled Endgame before movie came out?
Because Marvel, okay, that's different. But Marvel would never do that. That's for sure. They might leave a cup or two in the shop, but like HBO. But no, Marvel goes to. I have a feeling like the trailer people that Marvel works with, they continue to work with the same people because the trailers are always fucking banging. But they always can like they'll edit stuff in and out of the trailers that aren't actually in the movie, and there's a case to be said that that's false advertising.
Oh, for sure. It's funny.
Honestly, I think it depends. If the thing that you're showing is intended to like show hype and like get butts in seats, like, oh yeah, fucking Hulk is in this movie, and then they just take him out entirely. I get that. Like, you said a Hulk was in the movie, but I think it's a little different when they show him in a scene that he's not in. Just because, that literally could be like they just decided right before the movie was out, like, let's switch this up. Like, it could have been like no forethought in it. It's just something that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna really like, start suing people for that kind of shit. But yeah, but when it goes to like, if they're showing characters that aren't actually in the movie, or like the whole story element is completely different from when they're showing, then yeah, I totally agree with that.
That's true. Good
That's
point.
all I got.
But yeah, then this is the tweet from the director that Ben
What the
mentioned.
fuck, guys?
Is like essentially is just like, yeah, so there's some big Shazam spoilers out there right now. If you want to go in fresh, maybe don't be online or watch TV with ads.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it sounds like he wasn't even, I don't know if they just didn't tell him that they were doing this, or if he was against it and he just had no say in the matter, but it doesn't sound like he's too on board with their decision to have that revealed in the TV spot. But, it's like Evan said, I mean, the only thing that makes sense as to why they would do that is because, maybe they're concerned about the movie not doing as well, so they're like, you know what? Let's just put,
let's make a safe bet.
let's just put like one of the biggest reveals in the movie, one of the biggest surprises in the movie in the trailer, that should drum up some hype. Which, don't get me wrong, it actually seems like it has worked to some extent. I've seen quite a few people that have said online that they're actually, interested in checking out the movie now that they weren't beforehand. But
ain't changing shit for me, I'll tell you that.
Kind of
so there's hope that Ben Affleck may show up in this movie too.
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Hey man,
I wouldn't say yes, but I also wouldn't say no.
Let's edit some clips in that kind of makes it look like it, and then we'll go viral.
But it's like him from The Town or some shit. It's not actually Batman.
Yeah, it's just splice in some like clips from like various movies.
What was
that
that?
is not even
That one movie, fucking my friend's Wicked Snot. That's that movie. With
like,
Robin Williams. Matt Damon. I can't think of it.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ben.
Yeah,
That's
like
one movie I have seen.
shots from like.
Have you met
Argo,
Wonder Woman?
like,
She's Wicked Snot.
Yeah.
My friend Shazam's Wicked Snot. I'm Batman. I'm Wicked Snot. Give me prep time. I'll beat your ass.
We'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, thanks for spoiling it for me, though.
Hey, I mean, it's already out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just.
I mean,
if it's on the internet, it has to be true. Though,
reporting
so
the news,
regardless
you know
if
what
it
I'm
was
saying?
spoiled or not, it was gonna be true.
All right. I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Pick up some dirt,
Alright,
rub it on.
Continue.
Be a man.
Be a man.
Everyone.
Be a man. Get dirty, apparently. Be a man means.
Speaking of
Men.
yeah, they're everywhere. Speaking of being everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once. Good God. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Go
Won the
movie
Oscar
right
for the best picture last night, while going on to win 7 Oscars in total. The film has officially become the most awarded film of all time, with 158 awards received in total. Dang.
A good movie.
Wasn't it like the really like weird movie?
That's pretty weird. All right.
Where's-
moving on, I guess.
Where can I watch that at?
I bought it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the only place I could watch it. Because it's not like streaming anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it might be now, but when I watched it, it wasn't.
It's definitely not streaming, and it is definitely only available to watch by renting or purchasing it, most definitely.
Yeah, I purchased it. It was only $20. I was like, this movie I've heard great things about, and if it's that good, I want to rewatch it.
Yep. There's
And
definitely
it is an
no
album?
other way to watch it that
Also,
I
every
could potentially
scene
share
Ki
with
Hui
you, but
Kwan is in makes me fucking tear up, dude.
I know, dude.
I mean, it's so genuine
I
in
know.
that role.
He definitely deserved the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, but to be fair though, I haven't I didn't see any of
haven't
the other
seen it?
movies. No, the
Dude,
other
welcome to the
nominations.
club,
I was
Josh.
gonna say,
No,
no, he saw it. It's just you.
Damn it.
No, I was saying like the other nominees for that award. I didn't see any of those other movies, but I can already tell that he was definitely worthy of winning that award. But anyways, yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, you should definitely see it, because that is
Yeah,
Ben.
it's high up there right now from what you guys are telling me.
it is
All
one
the
it's one of the
different
few
The
concepts.
reason it's
times.
one of the most awarded movies.
Yeah.
Or the most awarded movie, sorry.
Hey, I have 158 reasons why to watch it now.
I don't like that reference.
Anywho.
Oh
You
no.
okay, Ben? You can just let us know. We're
Listen,
here for you.
it's been a stressful couple 2 weeks. I've been
Hey, I'm
cooped up.
here. I'm here for you, brother.
I got a lot of pent up dad jokes and bad stuff jokes to run
Bad stuff
across you
jokes are
guys.
the best ones.
Yeah, dude. And I'm trying to think of how I can tie it in for the next topic, but I don't think I can.
Please.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and move on.
Writer Tom King confirmed that James Gunn is actually, you could stuff again. Writer Tom King confirmed that James Gunn is directing an upcoming Superman legacy film on a recent podcast while talking about working with DC Studios.
Yeah, he want. Didn't we know that?
Well,
Because he
we
wants
knew.
to do a younger Superman. I'm pretty sure we talked about him specifically directing it, didn't we?
No.
I just knew that there was key concept art for it.
I swear we had
So
mentioned it at some point.
we probably talked about, it was rumored that he was probably going to direct it as well, but we had no confirmation. I mean, I guess this still technically isn't concrete proof or confirmation, but it's as good as we're probably going to get until
I guess it's just the way he
until it
talked
happens,
about it
but
or something like
yeah.
because he sounded very like it was close to him.
Yeah,
Like
well, he is
the
writing
project
it.
he wanted to.
Yeah, like he did confirm that he was writing it. James Gunn, he confirmed himself that he was writing it, but he said that he wasn't going to confirm yet if he was directing it or not as well. But I mean, Tom King, he's literally a part of like that writing team that they assembled for like the DCU. So I mean, unless he's mistaken for some reason, I think it's pretty safe to say that James Gunn is going to be directing this movie. But there you have it. There you have it.
Yeah, dude. Sad that we're never going to get a Man of Steel 2.
You know, true. But I mean, I still think this next Superman movie could be really good as well.
I hope so. Because I do like Superman.
Does what, Ben? You make a better one.
I do like Superman.
Nah, dude. Name one Superman fact.
His most well-known villain is Lex Luthor.
False.
Shut up! Shut up,
It's
dude.
actually Zod, but
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
the most well known stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like his what made him Superman is definitely Zod.
Another
what planet does
well-known
he come
fact
from,
is
Ben? What planet
another
does he come from?
well-known fact is that he's best friends with Batman.
I will find him.
Yeah, and Martha. Their moms were named Martha.
Bro, I'm just happy we're getting Michael Shannon back. That's
Sure.
fucking Zod, dude. Oh, we'll find him. Still get chills from that scene.
It's definitely got my hype levels for the Flash movie pretty high, but I mean, how can it not be when they're literally saying that it's like the best DC movie they've ever seen since The Dark Knight? But I just hope they don't overhype it, you know what I mean? And it can't deliver. But anyways,
I think Christian Bale's gonna show up in that.
in what?
No.
The Flash? Probably not.
I think Christian Bale's like, all right, bro, I'm done. I'm not Batman, bro.
Maybe as Wayne though, Bruce Wayne, not necessarily Batman.
No. I mean,
Okay.
I can't say no. I mean, I can't say it.
No, dude, no.
I can't
No.
say never. I can't say never, but
You're wrong. No.
probably pretty unlikely, I'll say. But you know, anything's possible, I guess.
Anything is possible.
And unlike most other actors, it's not like they can convince them by just throwing a bag at him and saying like, "Hey, you want to appear in this movie? We'll give you like $10 million." Like Christian Bale is, you know, one of those actors that he doesn't need it. He just not. He probably does not care no matter how much money they throw at him. So that's pretty much the main reason why I think it's unlikely. But even if they wanted him to come back.
And finally, until I am on break again, there were rumors going around early last week, saying that the real reason why there was a delay with Marvel was due to behind the scenes drama coming from Captain Marvel, Brie Larson.
I don't believe that.
And she was becoming increasingly more difficult. Jeez. I mean, she does have some diva qualities about her. But
all right, well,
name one.
Read until the end, and then.
However, recent claims have debunked the whole situation, right? Saying that the sole reason for the delay was to give more time for post-production processes. So, could it be that she was causing some drama? Yes and no, but really,
I don't know what, like, people love to hate Brie Larson, and I think it stems a lot from like, you know, male rage, because when she became the most powerful, like, Avenger, like the strongest Avenger, people lost their fucking mind. Like, a girl? So a fucking woke, MC woke. It's like, no, that character is in line with the comics. Like,
right.
I don't know. People, I think, just had a problem with how, like, she just kind of showed up and then became, like, the strongest Avenger. But I'm like, she didn't just show up. She had an origin movie. Like, she had a whole movie.
Higher, further, faster origin story.
Like, women can't be powerful. That's essentially what they are.
I'm cool with powerful women.
Nah, dude. Become Brie Larson. But yeah, no. I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, we've never really heard any stories like that from any other movies she's been in. And, like, she's a fairly relevant actor. I feel like an MCU movie isn't going to be where she tries to pull power moves, because we probably wouldn't be having Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and
But
there's
who knows?
a bunch of stuff, and like just like some of the things I remember specifically them saying are just like I just there's just no way it could be true. Like one of the things was like she was quote unquote supposedly upset that the movie's not called Captain Marvel 2 and it's just called The
Doubt.
Marvels because she didn't want to share the title with anyone else, and she was
Fucking
upset that
doubt.
they added like other main characters in the movie and it wasn't a solo movie for her. Like, yeah, there's just no way. And like, by the way, where this all originated from was like someone that's like never said anything that's like turned out to be legitimate like ever before, and like people were like taking it as a fact. And then a couple days after that, like other scoopers like who actually are more reliable were like, yeah, there's just absolutely no truth to this whatsoever. So there you have it.
Sounds like people just. I mean, it was on like Reddit and everything in the forums. Like people just wanted to hate
Oh, for sure.
Captain Marvel, and like I've watched it since, and it's like it's not the best, but like as far as origin movies go,
Pretty solid.
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the whole Kree thing and
Oh yeah,
the
no,
Marvels.
I'm excited for the Marvels. Like
Yeah.
the Marvels, like from what we've heard, like from synopsis and leaks and stuff, sounds like a really cool story. And it sounds pretty integral to the multiverse saga that we're in. So I'm excited to see like the nega bands and how those work and where they find themselves after those three like swap places. And
Yes,
I'm interested for sure.
Plus, like
One of the more interesting movies of the next like couple of years from the Marvel. I'm kind of looking forward to.
I agree. And like it was already apparently like it was already having like better test screens than even like Quantumania, which I mean I guess isn't saying much now, but
not saying much now.
But yeah, it was like the test screens were already better like as it is now, and then obviously they delayed it by like half a year to give them even more time to polish it up and change a couple things and make sure they get it right. So yeah, I'm pretty confident it'll be a pretty good movie, but we shall see. We shall see.
Oh, we shall.
I can't remember. Is that it for you?
I'm up.
I can't remember.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, it's your turn, Evan.
Okay, dokie. We're gonna be talking a little bit of James Spader.
Sheesh.
Once I was a clown and now I'm free. What's he saying? No, he doesn't say clown.
That was a clown.
The strings.
There are strings.
What is
Dude,
this?
are you
place?
Are you James Spader?
Are you James Spader? But anywho, I'm excited about this. I hope it's true because I've been saying it for fucking since Age of Ultron. I'm like, Ultron needs to come back with James Spader.
Yup.
But according to a verified source from the Marvel Studios spoilers Reddit mod team, which doesn't exist anymore,
True.
James Spader will be returning as Ultron in the upcoming Armor Wars movie. Now that he's done with that fucking Blacklisted show. That's actually not a bad show. But no, that's exciting. I hope it's true. I like James Spader. He's there's a reason they had a voice match in what
I really liked him as Ultron.
Yeah, no, like he brought so much. I still think he's one of the more fleshed out like single movie villains for sure. That Marvel's done, and I know I'm just excited for more James Spader. It's just the way he plays the character and the way he talks. It's just
It's a very fitting piece for him.
Yeah.
So I will I will throw this out there as well. So unlike some of the other stuff we've talked about today, that's come from the mod team from that subreddit, Um, what we talked about so far before this was from what they called unverified sources, but this was the only one um, from that post that came from one of their verified sources. And what that means is, you know,
You're
barring
verified.
barring a last minute change, this is probably gonna happen. Probably gonna turn out to be true. Um, so yeah, pretty hyped about that. And as Evan said, you know, was definitely the most perfect choice for the role that they could have picked. You know, back when Age of Ultron came out, but yeah, should be pretty hyped. And I mean, this even further proof, I guess you could say, is the fact that this Armor Wars project was initially a show, but then they changed it to a movie for, you know, a reason that they didn't say. But if Ultron truly is going to be in the movie, then I mean, yeah, that would
Makes
definitely
sense. Put him on the big
be
screen.
a reason why.
I wonder if James Spader has a clause that he can only be in like movies or something,
That could be. That could be
like
as
for
well.
the MCU, because like that, there's a couple actors that are like that specifically don't
yeah.
want to work on TV shows. I mean, he's done TV, like he's had his own TV show, but I
Yeah.
don't think that means that he wants to do an MCU TV show.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, should be pretty cool. Looking forward to it. You wanna?
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on. Bob Iger, you know, good old Bobby Ige, as I call him. When I give him a call on the cell phone, we're friends. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. Oh, Bob, give me a call. Bob Iger revealed that changes are going to be made to the future of the MCU, hinting that we will see less sequels and more new characters and projects. It kind of stems from what you were talking about earlier, where they're changing the whole fucking schedule up, and after Secret Wars, they kind of want to, wipe the slate, which I'm cool with. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we knew this was going to be the case, but I mean, the fact that he confirmed it is, eases the mind, I guess. But yeah, no, this is not. It's news because it's confirmed, but like we definitely suspect.
Yeah, for sure. This is I have like the full quote up here on the stream for the people to look at. But yeah, he essentially just said that, well, the sentence here, he said sequels typically work well for us, but do you need a third or a fourth movie, for instance, or is it time to turn to other characters? So it sounds like, direct sequels are, probably still very likely. I mean, we've heard like Shang-Chi 2, Eternals 2, stuff like that, but anything beyond 2 movies, moving forward at least, sounds like
I
they're
feel like
gonna
you're
be
only gonna get them
very few and far between.
for like the movie, like the Guardians and so like that. That's like super successful, and it's kind of a no-brainer that you do a third.
Yeah.
I'm cool for all like direct sequels, but I'm also cool if we get more sequels or like just movies of different little team ups of major characters or new characters, I should say.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say?
So I'm cool with direct sequels, but I'm also cool if they wanted to go like quote unquote the third route or a direct the third route or the third sequel, like the third installment to the movie, as like team ups with different characters.
Yeah, they'll probably do a bit of both or everything, honestly. Like, it sounds like they want a lot of new stuff and new characters to be introduced, but I'd imagine they'll also probably have some sequels here and there sprinkled throughout. But yeah.
All right. Well, anybody else got anything to say about Bob Bob Iger. Bob Iger.
The
Papa Mickey.
Bobster.
We're gonna move on to the other side of the comic book aisle. Not necessarily the comic book aisle.
Other
I
side of
shouldn't
the
say that.
Marvel
I should
comic.
say, yeah, of the Marvel spectrum. That sounds worse.
Sheesh.
Across the Spider-Verse. Okay, so those who are unaware, the sequel to the 2019 animated hit Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire,
Spider-Man.
is the Across the Spider-Verse writers revealed that the film will take place across 5 different dimensions and
Yes.
different universes, each with their own unique art style. They would go on to say that the film will essentially be 5 movies in one. Now I don't know
Yes.
if that means that it's going to be like the first movie where like we kind of get the origins of 5 different characters in the same movie, or if they're actually telling 5 overarching stories that culminate at the end. And I don't know, does that mean like there'll be 5 movies in Across the Spider-Verse or parts 1 and 2?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay, gotcha.
I was just gonna say, it feels
Yeah,
like
that's
they,
cool.
if that kind of is worded like it's one movie split up into 5 different episodes to make one culminating
So
movie.
I could be wrong, but what I think they mean by that is like, they're gonna. Well, they already said like we're gonna be spending a lot of time in each of these different universes, dimensions, whatever you want to call them. And obviously they said each one is gonna have like their own unique art style, animation, stuff like that. So maybe that's what they mean. Like it's just gonna look different, like in each of the different universes. So maybe that's what they mean
I see what
when
you
they
mean.
say that it's
That
5
makes
different
sense.
movies in one. Or maybe it is like there's different stuff that happens in each one, and it'll all culminate in something at the very end. Who knows? But
Probably
either
the former, what you were saying.
yeah, either way, I'm very much looking forward to this movie because I feel like this, like what they've decided to do with this movie, I feel like is exactly what Multiverse of Madness should have done. Doctor Strange
Yeah,
too,
for sure.
because like, and that like, I mean, just the title alone, like Multiverse of Madness, like, come on, like, but,
Yeah, for sure.
like you're only gonna have us visit one other universe and that's it in a movie called Multiverse of Madness. I don't know. I just thought that we'd see a little bit more as it relates to that and like the multiverse. But whereas like this movie, it seems like they're just going crazy with it. They're like, yeah, you're not just gonna see 1, 2, 3 different universes. Like you're gonna see 5, and like we're gonna spend a good amount of time in each of them. So I definitely really like that decision that they decided to go with.
I agree. I think that's probably for the best, honestly. For
Oh
this type
yeah,
of
and
movie.
as sorry, not to, didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that was it. So
Oh, okay. I was just saying, like in this article too, they also mention the each of the universes. They say one of them is going to be Nueva York, which is the Spider-Man 2099, his universe. Uh, Mumbattan, I guess is how you say it. Inspired by
the
the
Indian one.
the Spider-Man India,
Yeah.
and then the Spider-Punk, his universe, and then Gwen's Earth 65 universe. And apparently the fifth one is they did not want to say. They did not want
Yeah,
to
but
they
it's
did not want to reveal
the
which one
Tom
that was,
Holland
but
MCU verse.
Oh,
that
you
would make
think we're
sense.
getting live action versions? Oh, bro.
I
Were
think
you not here
that
for
it
the
wasn't
last
there a rumor that
one? Yeah.
he's gonna be in it and he's live action, but Miles is still animated,
Yeah.
like fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so that will be I'll be
It
curious if
definitely made
that's
dollars.
I'll be curious though if that's the fifth one because when that came out, I just thought that that was just gonna be, you know, like a very quick, like brief scene type thing, like with them interacting. But if it's true and they say like we're gonna spend a good amount of time in each of the 5 universes, and that is one of the universe, I mean, maybe Tom Holland has a bigger role in the movie than we initially thought. But again, that might just be more wishful thinking. But I'm definitely very looking forward to it, though.
Yeah,
That's
same.
for sure.
I can't wait for these movies, and I hope I'm not overhyping them from the first one because the first one's so good.
I know, dude. I know. I don't think so, because they got a lot of the same people working on this one that they did.
I'm
the
just hoping
first
it
one,
wasn't
but-
like a fluke.
right. Yeah.
They can't recreate the magic, that kind of thing. But I think it's in good hands. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about that unless you guys do.
I'm good.
All right. Oh my, dude, do we really gotta talk about this?
We don't have to. Like all of it.
That means nothing.
True. The first 2 movies were
You know what sounded good?
not the best.
The second Venom movie. You know what wasn't? The second Venom movie.
Sheesh.
Okay,
Wait.
I can't say it wasn't good. It wasn't that good. It was decent. Like, it was definitely worth one watch.
For sure.
And it's not because of Tom Hardy.
It's just
That is not what's wrong with those movies.
No.
It's the writing. It's
True.
the writing. And it's the fucking fact that they won't just take the fucking leap and go rated R with a rated R character.
Yeah. Yeah, those were definitely the biggest.
They make rated R movies, even though Deadpool and Logan were some of the highest grossing rated R movies ever.
Yeah, what do you like? Pretty much every single comic book related thing that's been rated R has been successful, at least in terms of like box office revenue. So,
and like, I usually say it doesn't matter if it's PG-13 or rated R, but for some fucking reason, some of these people cannot like direct a PG-13 movie. Like, because the Batman, PG-13, but they did that very well. Like, I was like, man, how'd they get away with some of this shit? Like, some of it was pretty fucking gruesome. And, like, no, you didn't see a lot of it on screen, but you didn't have to. And, like, that's what I feel like Venom was missing. Because, like, everything felt kind of cartoony.
It did, yeah.
Like, come on, Carnage turning into a fucking tornado.
I don't, dude.
That's what you got?
It's just so weird.
I wouldn't have...
Go
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's so weird to think, like, if you would have told me like 10 years ago when I was like younger, or even like when I was a kid, that like hey, like we're finally gonna see Carnage in live action, like I would have lost it, dude. Like I would have been so
I would have been like, wait, we're getting Venom movies?
I would have been so happy. And then like now it's just like the most unimpressive thing I've ever seen. Like it's just such a crime what they did. Because like it just should have been so much cooler and done so much better than what it was.
Absolutely.
Because it's something people have been looking forward to for so long. But yep,
on-screen debut of Carnage, and like I was even like, man, I love Woody Harrelson. Like I feel like he could do pretty good.
Oh, for sure,
yeah. Cletus Cassidy or whatever the fuck his name is. But man, was I wrong? No, I'm just kidding. It was not his fault for sure. Yeah, it's a damn shame.
But yeah, we're not gonna go over all of it. I have the screenshot because obviously we can't go to the Reddit page and look at it anymore. But I have the screenshot of the breakdown of the leaks for anyone that wants to look at them. You can read it here. Pause it if you have to. Do what you got, but do what you gotta do. And yeah, I mean, if you guys want to skim through it and talk about any one thing that's in there, you can. But I wasn't intending on doing a whole breakdown of all of these different plot leaks. But I can't say, because yeah, it's true. A lot of people are saying that this, at face value, sounds better than the story we got in the first two movies, but I don't really necessarily know if I can agree with that quite yet based off this information, but I will say some of these potential plot points do sound like they could be interesting, but we will see. We will see how it turns out.
And your old Peter Parker, huh? Anywho,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Warner Bros. Chief Financial Officer confirms plans to expand both the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter franchises in the near future at the success of recent media releases for both. I told my friend this, and I'm gonna stick by it. Just make Harry Potter games. Don't make any more fucking movies. And if you're gonna do anything, make a Harry Potter series. But that's literally it. Don't. Cursed Child doesn't exist. And honestly, Lord of the Rings show was kind of mid.
Yeah,
not like the acting was great, visual. It kind of had like the last season of HBO, or not HBO, but last couple seasons of
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, because like I felt like I wanted to be so invested and like I knew these characters, and then it was like, man, the payoff kind of was kind of mad.
I know it does.
Like everything else about it was like it was fucking gorgeous. Like one of the most visually pleasing shows that I've seen. I just did not care for it as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely could have ended it better, because like I really liked the show, like the journey of the show up until the end, but it seems like seems like they really didn't resolve too much, at least in terms of like what we already figured was gonna happen, right? It honestly seemed like the whole first season was just one long opening episode almost of like what's gonna happen for like the rest of the show, because we already
I see what you mean.
They already said that they're planning 5 seasons of the show, so I feel like they didn't want to do anything crazy. They just kind of wanted to like set up what's gonna happen eventually, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why the show didn't hit, I guess, as much as people thought or hoped it would. But we'll see what happens in the next season. Maybe now they'll finally start getting into some crazy storylines and the writing will be a bit better, but we'll see. But yeah, I do agree.
And you've heard my bit on Harry Potter. I ain't got much else to say about that.
Bro, Hogwarts Legacy is lit, dude. Like, if they make more games like that, I mean, sign me up.
And the problem is they're not.
Well,
they're not. I mean, they're gonna make more games for sure, and those are probably really good. But then they're gonna try and fucking dip their feet in the goddamn Harry Potter movie well, and it's like, learn from Fantastic Beasts.
I know.
I'm one of the biggest Harry Potter nerds in the world, dude. Fantastic Beasts was mid. And I liked the movies.
I was gonna say, I actually really liked the first one. I mean, was it like perfect, anything crazy? No, but
the first one was definitely like the best of the three, for sure. The first one.
But yeah, I can't even like really explain why, but it just seemed like after that it just kind of like was just kind of go.
Just out of general curiosity, was Hogwarts Legacy released for VR?
No.
It's kind of surprising.
Really?
But then yeah, because like, how could you not like make a version of the game where like you could be the wizard,
like a first person like wizard, like you can just go do what you want. I mean, it's already kind of like the same concept though, I guess, like in the game, but
yeah, you could cast the spells, Evan.
Yeah, dude, I'll cast a spell. Fucking get me out of here.
Oh,
Cast a
no.
real quick spell, get me the fuck out of here.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? I
I-
can't say it though.
I do gotta say though, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to pressure you into getting the game a second time on the PC, Evan, but they do got that multiplayer mod coming out in the near future. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. That's
we'll
all
see.
I'm gonna say. Same with you, Ben.
Damn.
Don't think you're getting by without me bringing it up either. But yeah, that's see what happens. Hopefully, whatever they do for either franchise, actually take their time with it and make it good.
That'd be nice.
But is that
That's all
you
I got.
All right. Well, that being said, we have just a few quick video game related topics to go over before we end the stream here. But the first of which is, depending on your viewpoint, either good or bad news, I guess, but it's now being reported that Rocksteady Studios is going to delay the upcoming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game yet again. Now, to be fair, Rocksteady has not officially delayed it yet, nor do we know exactly when they'll delay it to, but in the initial report from the Hollywood Reporter, they said that they're just going to delay it to some point later this year. They didn't know exactly when. But yeah, apparently this delay is because of fan backlash from
I don't get that.
the
Dude.
recent
Fun
gameplay review.
I don't understand like what the problem was.
That's what I'm saying too. Like the last gameplay demo that they showed, I was like, "Yo, this looks lit. Like this looks."
Yeah, I was like, man,
really
I wish
fun.
Gotham fucking Knights looked like this.
That's what I'm saying. And like all the cutscenes they showed for like the story looked cool. Like, I mean, all the info they said about the game and like what you can do, like, you know, them adding like DLC, like constantly changing stuff in the future, like all that stuff like sounded cool. And then I had no idea that people like were hating on it, and until
me neither until you mentioned
it. And I was like, really, like that many people like didn't like it to the point where they felt they had to delay the game. Like, I don't know, that was baffling to me, but I guess that's what it is. That's, people felt that way. And I tried looking it up too. I couldn't really find any specific things that people were complaining about relating to the game. Is just all I could find was like people just saying that it looked mid. Like,
bro, people just want to be mad.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, they did. I feel like part of it is because Gotham Knights was such a letdown. I feel like people are just like rechanneling their frustration from that game into this game. They're like, "Oh, dude, like,
I could feel that if like it remotely looked like that game,
right,
but
yeah. Well, I mean,
it looks actually fun. Like the traversal, everybody's like different abilities and shit. It all looks unique. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I can't really talk on it because I guess I'm not seeing what they're seeing.
Well, you know, people are dumb, Evan. There's no reason trying to.
That's true. People are dumb.
I'm a prime example of it.
There you go.
The reason you're trying to justify a reason as to why what reason they could have for hating on this game based off, you know, their hate of Gotham Knights, but there's these people probably have no legit reason. They're just they're just hating just to hate, you know. But
hate.
But that is wild that enough people are doing that they were like, whoa, like people are really hating on this, huh? Maybe we should delay the game to. And it's funny too because they even said in the report that the delay isn't even to change a whole lot about the game, at least in terms of like the gameplay mechanics that are already in place. It's just to like polish up some things, So it's not, I mean, same thing with the Star Wars game that's coming out, Jedi Survivor. It's feels like the same reason as that, like for the delay. Like it's basically a pointless delay, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
I'm sure, once they officially come out with a statement of it's being delayed, I'm sure that they'll reveal more information about it, both in terms of why it's being delayed and when it's being delayed too. But until then,
Being
we'll have
delayed.
to wait
Stop
and see.
asking about
We'll have
it.
to wait and
That's what
see,
they're gonna say.
right? But moving on, the only other thing we got is that we finally got the official release date. Well, I guess as of now, Starfield is currently scheduled to come out on September 6th of this year. But, considering this game has already been delayed like a dozen times, I would not be surprised if
believe it
it
when
gets
I see it,
delayed
yeah.
yet again, because we were hearing that it was supposed to come out sometime this summer, and even like literally, what was it, like a month or two ago, when everyone was like, yeah, so we know this game's getting delayed, right? Because like you guys said it was coming out within the next couple months, but you haven't released anything else about that, nor have you confirmed the release date. And they're like, no, it's not being delayed. It's still coming out in the first half of this year. And yeah, that was that was false, because now they've officially said that it's coming out in September, which, I mean, not a crazy delay, I guess, but still a delay nonetheless by a couple months. And yeah, that is when it's now currently scheduled to come out. So
Hope it's
we'll
good.
see about that. You and I both. You and I. But with that being said, oh, there was one other thing too I saw. Apparently there's a new gameplay showcase for Dead Island 2 that came out pretty recently. I haven't got the chance to look at the whole thing yet, but from what I saw, it looked pretty cool. And I guess they in the showcase they also like reveal a bunch of additional information about like what you can do in the game and a bunch of stuff. So if you're interested in that game, I would definitely check that out. But
I'll have to peep it out.
with that being said, that is all we got for this podcast. So yeah, anything else you guys want to leave them with?
Nah, I ain't got none.
Sheesh. All
Sure.
right, well, say less. Well, that is going to officially wrap things up. And the next podcast will definitely be in 2 weeks from now. No cap, no surprise back-to-back podcast again. It's the next one will definitely be in 2 weeks. So we'll see you guys then.
Bye forever.